Razabani for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. I'm delighted to have with me on Zoom today my man, Mr. Sam Jones. Sam, how are we doing?
Good, mate. How are you? Not bad.
Good. I'm good. How's Sunday morning?
Yeah, good. Good. Not bad.
Should we jump straight in?
Straight in, mate.
I'm going to be honest. I wasn't planning to stay up to watch Triller's event last night. I thought, look, if I'm
everybody said that, but it's just the intriguement that was there with it.
Now, I know me and you spoke about David Haye and Joe Fournier. You know them better than anybody. Obviously, spent a lot of time with them back in the gym in the days. And you told me exactly how it was going to go. Haye, Fournier getting the ring. Listen, I got a bit of goosebumps when I heard Ain't No Stopping Now and David Haye walking in with those.
Everybody does. Everybody does. You're not a boxing fan if you don't enjoy that. Do you know what I mean? Like I paid for the Triller event just to hear David's ring walk. If I'm really honest with you, like I'm just the kid in me. Just that's what it is.
What did you make of the fight?
I love Joe Fournier. He's been a very good guy to me over there, especially at the beginning of my my journey in boxing. He fought bravely against David, but David was just using his lead hand. He was not trying to knock Joe out. He was. I don't want to say carrying him, but he was kind of carrying him. he was just jabbing and looking elusive. And listen, David's reactions, like I said yesterday, looked really good. He looked really good. But then he got out the ring and called out Tyson Fury, which is like, I mean, who's to say that fight isn't going to happen? I mean, look at the world we live in at the moment. We've got Evander Holyfield, which was very sad. Like, I mean, I didn't watch that fight. I had no interest in watching Evander at 58 years old fight that wrestler he was fighting. That shouldn't have been sanctioned, but you got Donald Trump on the commentating, slagging off Joe Biden. Like the world's kind of going a bit insane, isn't it? So, but yeah, David Haye called out Tyson Fury, and listen, the world we're in now, I would bet on that fight actually happening.
I'm going to come to that in a moment, but I just want to focus on the fight itself. I was a bit puzzled because I was like, David could throw that right hand, and if he lands, then it could be good night.
He was purposely not throwing it.
We obviously realized he wanted to obviously get the rounds in, but from a kind of bragging perspective, I know you know both of them very well. Like David got the win, but Joe survived 8 rounds outside of the ring. Who's going to laugh more?
Both of them, because they've both been paid very handsomely for having an 8-round tech spar. So It is what it is. Like Joe's, I'm not going to say there was an agreement in place, but I just kind of think that, listen, David Haye is a former unified cruiserweight champion of the world, former WBA heavyweight champion of the world. He's still in immaculate shape. He looked great that last night. If he wanted to throw the right hand and do some damage, he could have done.
Post-fight, he says the following words. I'm going to repeat and then quote, "The big fat Dossa. I know what he can't handle. I'm his kryptonite. I know he's dodging Anthony Joshua because he doesn't want that work. I'll give it to him. The fans want to see it." Do the fans want to see it?
They'll say they don't, but they'll all pay for it, me included. Now, I'm just being honest. I'll be honest with you. Like, everybody will moan about it and everyone will say, but just the intriguement alone, we're as fans, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. The build-up alone's pay-per-view.
But Sam, I know Joe Fournier is, obviously we know Joe Fournier is, but we look back at David's last professional fight, and that was Tony Bellew. Sadly, we saw the way he lost that fight.
Very well.
Now, are we going to be, let me just use the word, are we going to be told that this is a great matchup for David and Tyson Fury? But when we look back over David's last fight, we know he's way past his best.
Yeah, I mean, look, styles do make fights. That's a fact. Tony Bellew's style was always a problem for David's. I don't know, but all I know is, listen, Tyson Fury's going into that fight, if that happens, a monumental favourite, and rightly so. I thought Tyson Fury, I always said to David, like when I was around him, I said, Tyson Fury would have beat you then. He would have beat you. I've always said that. Like, I was one of the people won't know this, but I was one of the people that I knew Tyson years back, before the Klitschko fight, when he was being wrote off, and I went, listen, he's going to beat him. I've seen this guy's special. No one believed me when I kept saying it. Like, this guy is special. I've seen him like in the gym. He's unbelievable. The things he does, a man of that size. And there were just people showing clips of Tyson punching himself in the head and like how useless he is. But I said, no, he's special. So I believe Tyson would have beat him then, and I think he'll beat him now. But are you asking me if I'm going to watch it? I won't just watch it. I'll be going to it because it's just of the intriguement alone. Yeah, listen, mate, I'm a big kid who comes to boxing fan, and I'd be interested in it. David Haye, I've always been a huge fan of David Haye. I love the build-up. I love how he's a showman. Tyson Fury is a showman. The build-up would be epic. So should the fight happen? Probably not. But will it happen? Probably, because there's a pound note to be made there.
Sam, I know you say you know Tyson very well, but if you go back to when they were supposed to originally fight and it got cancelled, and then it got rearranged, it got cancelled, obviously that really pissed off Tyson Fury. And he's clearly said after that, I will never fight David Haye again. Will this show any interest in Tyson Fury?
Yeah, because there's a pound note to be made. And let's be honest, it shouldn't be that much of a difficult night for Tyson now. David's not what he was. He's not as fast as he once was. But listen, he will still always be able to punch. So that'll be the key. But it's the world we're in at the moment. I'm not saying it's right. But I'm just saying that everyone will complain about it, but everybody will watch it. You understand?
And this Donald Trump on commentary.
Slagging off Joe Biden. The world we live in, we've got 50 Cent getting smashed at ringside on Bollinger Champagne, and we've got Donald Trump slagging off Joe Biden on the other side of the venue, slagging off Joe Biden, saying he'd knock him out. And well, this is the world we're in at the moment, isn't it?
Absolutely. Sam, before I let you go, just a quick one. 2 weeks away, nearly. Just under 2 weeks away. Florian Marku returns, obviously, on the Anthony Joshua undercard. How's he looking? Is he super excited?
Right, he's looking like a beast. The best I've ever seen him. Like, he's so you've seen the pictures of him. Like, he's trained like a demon for this for months. He's been in Derby, hates Derby, but he's there because he's training with his coaches, Clifton, George Armagaros, and Kurt Gibbons, his strength coach. Kurt Gibbons has done an amazing job with him, and I honestly would be surprised if that fight goes more than 6 rounds. I think Florian's going to absolutely annihilate him.
And a quick one on the main event as well. Obviously, Anthony Joshua, probably one of the biggest fights in the heavyweight division that's going to happen so far this year. I know Fury, Wilder to follow, but is this a tough fight for Anthony Joshua?
Yeah, I keep saying to you, I think that Joshua's going to win. I think he's going to iron him out. But I think if the fight goes longer, I think it favours Usyk, because I think if Usyk gets into a rhythm, Anthony Joshua needs to break Usyk's rhythm ASAP in that fight, make him feel power straight away. But I think Joshua's gonna do the job. But it's by no means an easy fight. Usyk's an amazing fight. It's a pound for pound fighter. But I just think Joshua's power, size, and just his dimensions should be enough to beat Usyk.
Sam Jones, IFL TV, thank you very much.